Yo, what up, people? Smith some motherfucking R here today, of course, to give you guys Strike the Blood episode 2 motherfucking review. Yo, like the ending when this nigga just goes like crazy, fucking lightning. Oh my god, oh my god. Let's just get into this. Okay, I'm gonna break this review down into 3 basic parts. Okay, first part, of course, is going to be like the miscellaneous, like stuff. The stuff happening between, of course, Himagari and, well, basically, Akatsuki, Kojo. Akatsuki, Kojo. Basically, stuff that happens between Himagari and Kojo. And also including Nagisa. And also, believe it or not, even maybe a little bit up to the beginning of the action. The action comes third, and second, of course, is the great crazy ass information that we learned. So let's start with like like the stuff that happened that was mostly comedy and fan service. Yeah, mostly comedy and fan service with like some bonding moments in there. So basically, we find out Himagari moves into the apartment right next to this motherfucker. And we also find out that Akatsuki Tojo, Kojo, this motherfucker Kojo, has a sister, a little sister. And not only that, but she is also Nagisa, the girl that we met in the first episode who became friends with Himagari, and now they're friends and they invite her over to dinner. And there's also like this little adventure where, well, you could say it's an adventure where basically we have like because apparently her mission is to watch him, and so of course she can't get that far away from him, and so she can't really furnish her apartment. And so this dude has some tests to go do, but after that he's gonna take her to go shopping. That way she can, get like a bed, because apparently she's used to sleeping on the floor and shit. I'm like, well, you gotta do what you gotta do, but still, I mean, a bed might be nice to get. And so basically, he goes, and we find out that guess what? He isn't going to repeat the grade, and we find out we meet a new character, and this girl is an attack mage, and she is Natsuki, and she is apparently his English teacher, and she claims that she's 26 years old. Just saying. And she's an attack mage for like that giant organization, that basically Kojo's like best like childhood friend, that girl that he's always with, basically like that type of organization. And then there's this other organization which we will get into. It has, oh my god, I just can't wait to get in that. And so basically they're going throughout the store, and she thinks everything's a weapon. And apparently she is right with the chainsaw, but everything else she's completely wrong and off with. And then she goes into like making like fucking poison gas with detergent and like ammonia and shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? They were going on some crazy ass shit. And then we learn some like bonding ass moment shit, which is basically, get ready for this. It turns out that Kojo used to be in the middle school basketball team, and they made it, I believe, into like the finals or the semi. Anyway, I believe it was the finals. So I believe they came in like second. I'm not sure though. And basically, Kojo believed at that time that he needed to train and work out himself, and be like the man leading the team. And at the end of it all, he just realized that he wasn't even really a part of the team anymore. Everybody else were making friends with everybody, and he was just that lone dude who didn't really have any, have any friends on the team. Yeah, he was making all the baskets, but nobody else on the team was really friends with him. He was just a really good player, but that was it. He didn't go through that team bonding experience. He just played as a solo player. And that is sort of a problem. You have to be a team when you play these sports, because it's not just about the sport itself, but it's also about the bonding of these young men and shit like that, and becoming lifelong friends forever, and all types of shit that basketball tries to throw at us, along with, of course, the 3 shots, In the Michael Jordans, yeah. Just saying, just saying. And is that about? Oh yeah, and of course, Himigari does basically say that her look at him has changed significantly. And then, of course, he's about to go out to the convenience store when what happens? Apparently, there's Himigari at his front door, soaking wet, with some clothes on. Apparently, she was taking a bath, and he decided to leave, so she has to go with him. And so he's like, okay, I'll let you dry your hair. Go dry your hair and all that. You know, don't be wet and shit. And then as they're walking, they see like this slot crane machine, and it has like these like Nimpo apparently in them or some shit, or Nimpu. Apparently it was really popular at her old school, and so she wanted to get one. He got her one, and then in come from behind Natsuki, cock block of the year, right there, goes to that bitch right there. And then there's an explosion. They use that to run off. And then they go to like this bridge, and they see like this explosion, and like there's like this giant ass figure like made of fire, and I already knew what that was immediately. Motherfucking Phoenix, yo. And so she's like, basically, Kojo, go home. Go take care of your sister. I'm gonna go take care of this. And then she jumps on a fucking train, and then we will kick off part 3. And so now let's move on from part 1 to part 2, which is basically all the information we learned. And I actually wrote it down because fuck it, why not? Basically, you find out about Himigari and how she actually got this mission. Apparently, these like 3 elders, or like these 3 saints, are apparently a part of the Lion King organization. I don't give a fuck what you say. Oh my god. I know it isn't still the Lion King organization. If you ever thought the Lion King was about hunting vampires, well, just saying. And so basically, we find out exactly why the 4th progenitor is such a big threat, and that's because the concept of peace is being, right now, controlled by 3 men, the 3 other progenitors. We have the Lost Warlord, ruler of Europe. We have Foregazer, the leader of West Asia. And we have Chaos Bride in America. And apparently these 3 have like a pact which basically is keeping this world's peace together and in order. You know, like basically, if the 4th progenitor shows up, it could set the, you know, this treaty that they have with each other out of whack, because in comes this 4th military power that's crazy, strong as shit, and then they might just become an all-out fucking war, and they don't want that. So they sent Himigari out to see if Kojo was a threat or not, and to eliminate him, because he could also possibly be a military asset. We also find out that the Lion King organization, technically speaking, is kind of like a cult. Yeah, let's say a cult. They basically have kidnapped children from across the world who have very good, like, you know, they're the geniuses of this generation. They kidnap them, and then they teach them how to be fucking shaman mages and shit, and use magic. And they're basically like honed, and they're taken away from their parents, and like legit, and they kidnapped and fucking brainwashed and all that shit. But no, I can't really say brainwashed though. I can't say brainwashed, because as far as I know, it seems like Himigari isn't that, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. No. She has her own opinions and her own feelings, so she's not brainwashed. No, but it's kind of like a cult in the sense of like, maybe like a cult for humanity, or like a religious cult, like a Christian cult for humanity against demons or some shit. I don't know why Christians. It could be more. It could be whoever likes it. Fuck it. Anyway, don't matter. We're off the subject. And so not only are those 2 fighting, but then apparently they're all different types of other branches, like exorcists from the West. And that gets into part 3. This motherfucker, don't even try to get me sick. This dude has like the longest fucking title ever. And apparently somehow she got, you're an exorcist from the West. That makes no sense. Like, where did you get West and exorcist from? He's like talking like about Poland and shit. I mean, it just confused the shit out of me. It really, but it doesn't really matter. Because besides that information, there's really, that was like basically the whole information I really learned about. Except for maybe a little bit about his past, but that was more of a bonding moment in my opinion. And yeah, that's about all the information that we need for right now. It was a good amount of information that we got. And now let's get to part 3, which was that epic ass shit. This bitch is on a fucking train with a spear, and she's coming down, and she sees this giant ass fucking phoenix. I'm like, yo, fucking yeah. Yeah, fucking phoenix. What you niggas know about the phoenix, my nigga? Oh, fire. And then this dude's just like chilling on like this fucking like what like on this like silo rail shit, fuck it. And he's basically like, yeah, do it. And it just starts charging up this fucking beam, and it just shoots this laser. And I'm like, yeah. When I saw that laser, I screamed like a little girl on the inside and on the out. Because I was like, yo, man, yo, a phoenix just shot a laser, like fire out its mouth. Yo, that was the shit. And then like, out of nowhere, because she's about to like go fight him. Out of nowhere comes this fucking hand of like white shit, and it grabs the phoenix that was like all powerful and shit, and like immediately absorbed it. And I'm like, yo, what? And then like this dude gets like sliced, and we find out that who did it was like this dude, and he's like Ronald or some shit like that. And basically he's from the West, like he's a West exorcist, and he's trying to obtain great power to do whatever it is his cause or mission is. I'm not exactly sure. Basically, he's about to kill this motherfucker. Then out comes her save, like you're breaking the laws. So she is, you know, she upholds the laws. You know, I mean she's protecting this demon that was going on a rampage throughout the city. But I mean he doesn't deserve to die. He doesn't deserve to really die. It was okay. Fuck it, why not? I mean, you're just throwing mad random shit, and you're about to kill him yourself. And, if he has being put in jail, put him in jail. I mean, you don't want another like accident, like some type of demon-human relations having to go on again because this motherfucker just killed a demon. No, you don't want that. So it makes sense. And then basically he's like, "Oh, I know that sword. It's like some spear." And they even gave the spear a name because in like the information part, I wanted to keep that out. Basically, your spear has like a name, but we learn more about it in the action part. And basically this fucking spear apparently uses like fucking energy, like it has like these blue magic circles that appear out of nowhere finally, and like apparently it's just an ancient secret weapon. And then this is what got me. This dude starts charging her, right? And they're not but like 10 feet apart. 10 feet. And she goes into like this 20-second like chant. And I'm just like, bitch, how are you not decapitated yet? Like, I don't want to be one of those motherfuckers. But, that kind of got me. But then the nigga, like even then after that, there's another one that got me. And this dude was like, thanks for giving me the chant. Now I'm going to kill you. And then he summons his familiar. And I'm like, yo, like that was the shit. Like even after she's doing like this chant for like 20 seconds, it's like, bitch, you literally just told me your secret chant. Now I'm gonna kill your ass and use your weapon. Like, I was like, damn. Thinking. Like, I mean, just saying, I mean, she did just chant out, you know, the activation for this shit. And the nigga was right in front of her. Just saying. And basically his familiar comes out. And it's like this girl. And apparently his familiar, like a girl, like summons like these hands of like that absorb and grab shit and energy. And it just comes at her punch. And she manages to hold it off with the spear. And then out of nowhere, like sprouting out of her back is another fist. And it just comes from the side, like, yeah, it's about to kill this bitch. Like, legit, she's about to die. And the last thing that she remembers is, I wonder if Kojo will be sad. And then out of nowhere, hey my god, like out of a fucking comic book. Legit. Like, fuck it. I'll go with it's cliche, but we knew it was gonna happen anyway, so fuck it, why not? It was still the shit. Dude came in out of nowhere like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Punched this bitch in the face and she went flying into the ground. And then basically, he gets down. And this surprised me. Basically, he looks at him. And his eyes get red and shit. And all of a sudden, somehow, this exorcist from the West somehow magically determines that this dude is the fourth progenitor. Just because he has vampire eyes, he's like, oh, you're a vampire. But no, you're not of great or noble descent. You're even stronger than that. You're even greater than that. You're greater than nobility. And I'm like, how is he deducing this from this nigga's eyes? Like that got me. I was like, yo, like fuck it. I mean, basically this dude now knows, and he needs it from his plan, and so he's gonna try and absorb his power. And what happened next, like, surprised me. Basically, it's fucking like his fucking familiar gets back up, like erase, restarting, like a fucking robot, like legit, like his familiars are android or some shit, and then it restarts his program that's like called like, don't even, oh my god, it was like Rhino, like Rhydona. It was a long ass name. I'm not even gonna try, but basically it's that energy shit. And then out of nowhere, this nigga gets punched in the chest, and he tries to defend, and it just like, and blood splatters everywhere, and he's like, no. And I'm like, yes. And I didn't catch this at first, but when the blood was coming out, I was like, hold on, wait. Doesn't he say that he uses his blood to control his urges? So technically speaking, his own blood might be human, even though he's a vampire. I'm not sure. What I do know is that he can use his own blood to, suppress his vampire urges to drink other humans' blood. And they need to explain it more, but I basically think that when all that blood went around him, he went into a frenzy, and his vampire just went, activated. And so I'm assuming that maybe his blood is still somewhat human, because he can still drink it, and he won't get that feeling. I mean, I've never heard of vampires drinking other vampires' blood, and then they're like craving satisfied. No, they need like human or animal. But who knows? Who knows? But basically, that blood sends him into a fucking frenzy, and he's like just powering up, and like this dude like is in midair, like punching. He's like, no, and then his eyes just start going like, yeah. And I'm like, what? What's this nigga doing? And then like all this blood just starts like to turn into like yellow electricity. I'm like, holy shit, this is kind of badass. Like, what the fuck is he about to do? Because I saw that punch. Because basically, and I let this out because this was like a show of how inexperienced he is with his power. Because he even stated a little bit that he isn't really sure if he could even handle this power, and he's even considered like killing motherfuckers. But he decided not to do it. Because I mean, but then she said that's kind of like an excuse for you to be lazy. Still, that's what sort of also helped her change her opinion of him. But the thing about it was, when this dude punches like this giant ass fist, that he knocked this bitch out the first time. He sent her bitch into the ground. This time when he's going head to head with that fist, we can see that he isn't very good with his power. Because he tries to use his power when he punches, and he gets like blown back by his own strength, apparently. I'm not sure, or by that fucking familiar strength. And so he definitely has a long way to go. But now he's breaking out of his cocoon. The fourth progenitor, in a frenzy fucking mode for blood, is about to go fuck this little bitch up. So we're about to see this Western motherfucker get his ass destroyed by a vampire. So I cannot wait to see that shit. Episode 3, please do it. And with that being said, overall, I give this episode 9.5 out of 10. It was epic. It was. I can't let go. Like that Phoenix alone got me. I was like, oh. Like that fire, and then this dude, and that nigga started going like crazy. The amount of information we learned, and also this connection between Himagari and Kojo Akatsuki, my nigga, Akatsuki. Just saying. I cannot say it again. It's just epic. In my opinion, it was an epic episode. the fighting was pretty good. I mean, it was only like maybe like, let's be honest, like 3 or 4 minutes of fighting, and let's be honest, like most of it wasn't even really fighting. But you know what? I saw that Phoenix do some crazy ass shit, so I'm down 100%. I'll give it an epic. I will, because I see it going to much greater places. So with that being said, Smith to motherfucking R. Peace the fuck out.